Welcome to the Chronicles of a Christian Drama Queen podcast. I am your host and the original Christian drama queen, Lisa Ann Schaefer, and I am glad you are here. I can promise you that I know what it's like to think like a lover of Jesus, but live like a hot mess every day. So if you can relate, you're in the right place. Everything from the craziness of homeschooling my kids to overcoming deep wounds of abandonment and abuse. I want you to stay with me, sister. I have walked down those paths, and I've got decades of healing and hope that God's called me to share. Here we go. Something weird struck me just earlier today, and I'm finding it's really carrying some weight with me. It's really bothering me that I remember this and I don't remember it fondly. This is an event, something that happened that I don't remember fondly. And here's what it made me think. It made me think about young people that are around me, 11-year-olds that I'm around, my own granddaughter. It made me think of my own kids. I was probably in the 5th grade, and this minor little incident happened when I was probably 11 years old. I desperately wanted to be accepted by men in my life, and this particular man was a teacher. And when I was 11 years old, we were doing something in class. I went to a kind of an experimental school in Wichita back in the 70s. Very interesting. I don't know how successful the experiment was, but it was a very interesting way for us to learn. We were blended class with 3 grades in our classrooms. And, the goal was, let's see if the older kids help the younger kids get faster, And I'm not sure how well that experiment went, but this teacher was one of my favorite people. He was funny. He was witty. He was my teacher in class all day, every day for my 6th grade year. So I guess I was 11 or 12. And he had given me a task. He had just given me this little task to do, which was to apply stamps. And back then, by the way, we did not have sticky stamps. You had to lick the damn things. Sorry, you had to lick the stamps. And I told him if he'd let me do this project, that I knew how to put these stamps on these envelopes. I knew how to do it, which was not true. I did not know how to do it. I tried to place the stamp. I'll give you an example. I don't know if I'll show you an example. So let's pretend this is an envelope. I did not know to put the stamp in the corner. I kind of stuck it in the middle. All right. I kind of stuck it in the center. And evidently I didn't. So he had asked me if I knew how to do this little job. And it was like we were sending out invitations for something in class. And I sent out these invitations. I put all these stamps on these envelopes, and I didn't do it right. He didn't even say anything. Let me explain to you what he did in response to my very poor stamping job. He said, I guess I shouldn't say he didn't say anything. He did say something, but I took them to him thinking I had done this project and put all these stamps on 50 or 60 envelopes inappropriately, the wrong way. I did it the wrong way. And he said, I thought you knew how to do this. And he just kind of sighed, and he stacked them up and he set them next to wherever on his desk. That was the end of the conversation. That was the end of the experience. That was it. It wasn't even 30 seconds. It brings tears to my eyes now. It brings tears to my eyes now. The pain that comment made to me as an 11-year-old. And and don't misunderstand me. I'm not still angry at him or anything like that because I was 11. Um, but the sting of his dissatisfaction, disappointment, unacceptance of what I had done was dramatic for me. And here's what made me think about this today, I think. My little Renly-Roo, my granddaughter, and I, she's lived with me for years. And so I don't have the same relationship with her as my granddaughter that I do with my other two girls that are my grandchildren. They don't live with me. I'm not parenting them all the time. And so my response to her, and you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm talking to mom. Listen, moms, maybe dads too. Moms and dads, it doesn't take a whole lot for those little hearts to be hurt. It doesn't take a whole lot for them to be broken by our dissatisfaction or our unacceptance or what they may perceive as an unloving response. It doesn't take very much for them to be injured. And I can prove that based on the fact. Now, granted, this Christian drama queen has had maybe had more drama than the average 11-year-old. I don't know. But I do know this. I still haven't forgotten that experience. And I'm almost 60. I'm almost 60. And I still remember the pain of his dissatisfaction with me because I put the stamps on the envelopes wrong. I know for a fact, and I'm confessing to you in all authenticity, and you guys know me, those of you that follow me at all, whether it's on the YouTube channel or it's on my podcast or whatever, I'm real authentic about this stuff because it don't make no sense for me not to be. I am quite sure I have inflicted that same injury on my little Renly-Roo more than once. And worse than that, here come the waterworks. Worse than that, I probably have inflicted far more injury than that on my own children who are now adults and deal with their own baggage that I probably participated in handing them. Now, I'm not carrying the load for that. I'm not saying that I should carry this burden of guilt and all of that. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying this. We should be careful. We should really be careful because those little hearts break easy. Those little hearts break really easily. And we're the ones that are supposed to be investing kindness and generosity and tolerance and acceptance and having being quick to forgive and all of that. And I got to be honest with you, this experience was a nothing, was a great big nothing sandwich in the grand scheme of the other things in my life that have been painful. Okay. And if you read my Bible study, you know. But what I'm saying is it was enough. It was enough to make a difference. It was enough to make an impact on me. It was enough. And when we do it to our own kids or to neighborhood kids or nieces and nephews and whatever, or just people, we do it to other people. We do it to other people, not even children necessarily. It was that disgust in his voice. And like I said, it was a very small thing in the grand scheme of life but it made an impact. And I have to wonder how often we do that to our own kids. We're frustrated, we're tired, we've had a long day, and they make a minor little mistake like placing the stamp in the wrong place on the envelope, and we turn that into a lifetime episode for them where they remember our dissatisfaction or our disgust or our lack of understanding. And it has impact on them. It's painful. It has lasting impact on them. So what's the solution? I know I try not to offer this criticism kind of stuff and tell you about this baggage without trying to also share a solution, right? So here is the solution. I'll be honest with you. We have to renew our mind so that even on the days of frustration and when we're having these times, and I'll tell you something else. I think if he had asked me, hey, do you know how to do this? And then would have said, you put the stamp here on the envelopes. I mean, there was like 100 of them. I don't remember. It was a bunch. It was a big stack. So I don't know how many stamps I wasted back then. I don't know how much money I wasted. Probably seemed like a lot, right? But if he would have followed through with the question, you know how to do this, right? You put them in the corner. I mean, it was like you put them in the corner, 6 more words. If he'd added 6 more words to his question, do you know how to do this? I probably wouldn't have made the error that I made, and maybe he wouldn't have been so frustrated. But as adults dealing with children, maybe we ought to pre-plan our forgiveness, our tolerance, our understanding, so that we don't give off this air of dissatisfaction with them over small things, because those small things at those ages can become a lifetime of remembrance, right? I mean, it sounds like I said, it sounds like such a small thing. I'm sure he does not remember this incident at all. I'm sure he's had thousands of students, and this one student remembers this one incident. I'm not going to say his name because I'm not out to make him feel bad. I don't even know if he's still living. I would assume so, but because he wasn't that much older than me. He was a new teacher. But the very idea that incident had an impact on me this long, and I remember it, it causes me to think we should pre-plan mentally and emotionally for these mistakes to happen, so that our children see us as being tolerant and understanding, and showing them and training them how to do the same thing, how to be tolerant and accepting of those kinds of things. Do you see what I'm saying? Does this make sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I hope so. One of my little mini dramas to share. You can find me on my YouTube channel at Christian Drama Queen, and you can also find me on my website if you want to know more about me and about my writing and about my blog and about my videos and that sort of thing. Just want to get to know me better. I'm extremely authentic Christian Drama Queen, and I share the chronicles of the Christian Drama Queen right here a couple of times a week. Every Friday I drop a new episode, but this one was live. I was in the mood, right? Glad to have you. You can find my Bible study on Amazon. It's called Discarded: A Daughter's Journey to Reclaim Freedom and Forgive the Father Who Left Her Behind. And listen, guys, you know that I love you.